What if I told you that being irreplaceable in your business is actually the most replaceable position you can be in? Today, we're talking about the expertise prison that's keeping brilliant founders stuck at founder level instead of scaling to CEO level, and how AI just might be the key to cloning your genius without losing your soul. You're listening to She's That Founder, the show that helps ambitious women stop drowning in decisions and start owning their CEO seat with the help of a little AI magic. I'm Dawn Andrews, and today we're talking about the expert's dilemma. That's when you're the main face of your business, and that's what's keeping you trapped in your own success. In this episode, you'll learn why "they only want me" is actually a red flag for your business model, not a compliment. You'll learn the exact AI framework that turns your genius into a scalable system that your team can execute. And you'll learn how to transition clients from demanding only you to trusting your AI-enhanced team without losing revenue or relationships. So let me set the scene for you. I was recently working with a brilliant scholar who has shaped how an entire generation thinks about social justice. Her theoretical frameworks are taught in universities worldwide. Her organization has influenced policy at the highest levels. But here's the thing. Despite having a team, despite the massive impact of her work, her organization essentially couldn't function without her. Every major decision, every strategic decision, every high-stakes conversation, it all had to flow through her. And this isn't unique to her. I see this pattern with most brilliant minds in consulting and coaching, in thought leadership. The more genius you have, the more trapped you become by that genius. This is the hidden trap of this personal brand economy that we're in. We're told to be the face of our business, to build on our expertise, to be the go-to person, and it works until it doesn't. Until you realized that you've created a job, not a business, and you've become the most expensive employee in your own company, even when you're changing the world. So I'm going to give you this training today in 3 key nuggets so you can really absorb each piece. Let's start with nugget number 1, the expertise prison diagnosis. When clients only want you, you're not running a business. You're running a very expensive consulting practice with overhead. There's a massive difference between being valuable to your business and being trapped by it. So listen as I describe this and see if this rings any bells for you. When you're valuable, your expertise drives revenue and your presence elevates results. When you're trapped, your expertise becomes a bottleneck and your presence becomes a requirement. Valuable means they want you there because you make everything better. Trapped means they need you there because nothing works without you. So I hope you're starting to see the difference. One scales and one suffocates. And look, I know how good it feels when clients say, "We only want to work with you." I mean, what a beautiful thing to say or have said about you. And it's an acknowledgement of the training and the expertise and the hard knocks that you've taken to get to where you are. And your ego gets stroked. You feel irreplaceable. You feel important. But here is the brutal truth, you guys. That's not a compliment about your talent. It's a diagnosis of your business model's weakness. When clients only want you, it means that you failed to create systems, processes, or team members that they can trust beyond you. You've accidentally trained your clients to understand that quality only comes from you personally, and that is not sustainable, it's not scalable, and frankly, it's not fair to them or to you. And this is what happened to me, so I completely understand. You start a business because you're brilliant at something, or you're becoming brilliant at something. Clients love working with you. Word spreads. More clients want to work with you specifically. So you hire people to help with the other stuff, admin, operations, whatever. But the core work still has to be you. Suddenly, you're the highest paid person in your company doing the most detailed work. You can't take on more clients because there's only one of you. You can't step back because quality will drop. You've hit what I call the expertise ceiling, and I have bumps on my head to prove it. This is where your personal capacity becomes your business capacity. And levies, that is not a business, that is a really expensive job with overhead. So this brilliant scholar I worked with had built something incredible. an organization that was literally changing how people think about justice. But when I asked her about taking time off, her face just fell. "Dawn," she said, "I haven't taken a real break in 5 years. Every time I try to step back, even for a week, everything slows down or falls apart. My team is smart, but they still need me to approve the big decisions, to review the important work, to be in critical meetings, and to make important decisions." Here was someone who is reshaping entire systems of the way that our justice system works. But she couldn't even take a vacation without her organization grinding to a halt. That, my friends, is the expertise trap in action. Your success becomes your prison. But this is also where AI comes in as your potential scaling partner. AI can help you document and systematize your expertise in ways that maintain your quality without requiring your presence. I'm inviting you to think of AI as your intellectual property preservation system. One of the projects that I'm working on right now is how to build a mom bot. And this would be an example of your intellectual property being preserved. What if your employees could go to a bot that had your body of work, your knowledge, in detail, cited sources and all, and could ask that AI bot whatever questions it needed to be able to draft important communication, to answer important client questions, and to have a reasonable version of you available that they could just run by you at the last minute instead of having you rework it. Wouldn't that be incredible? Yeah, I hear you. So AI can become your scaling partner in this way. It can help you document and systematize your expertise. Cool? Let's talk nugget number 2, the packaging framework. So how does one start to remove themselves from the business? The way to do that is to package yourself so that others can deliver your methodology, your approach, your thinking without diluting your results. So here's exactly how to do that with what I call the scale framework. I'm going to break it down for you. SCALE, the scale framework. S is for systematize. Systematize your methodology with AI documentation. So you can start by having AI capture how you actually think through problems, not just what you decide. And here's how you do it. Record yourself working through a typical client challenge and have AI transcribe and analyze your decision-making process. You can also take notes from meetings to do the same thing. So what questions do you ask? What factors do you weigh? What red flags do you look for? AI can turn your mental models into documented frameworks that your team can follow, ensuring they're not just executing your decisions, they're actually understanding your thinking and learning to think like you. The C in scale, C is for create. Create decision trees that think like you. So this is where AI gets really powerful and super fun. Take those documented processes and turn them into decision trees that guide your team through complex situations. For instance, let's say you're in a client conversation or even a sales conversation. If the client says X, here are 3 questions to ask. If the budget is under Y, here's the approval process. If this type of problem comes up, here's how to think through it step by step. AI can help you anticipate scenarios and create guided pathways so your team can handle 80% of situations without you. In fact, you can even ask AI what the typical problems might be for your type of business and get a draft of this done in 2 minutes. A is for audit. Audit where you're the single point of failure using AI. AI can help you identify exactly where you're trapped by analyzing your calendar and your patterns. You can use it to track your emails, your Slack messages, where you're spending your time for a week, and then have it categorize every interaction and what kind of decisions people are asking you to make, what approvals they might be seeking, what problems they're bringing to you that they should be solving themselves. AI can give you honest data about where your presence is actually required versus where it's just become a little bit of a habit. L is for leverage. Leverage AI to maintain quality standards across deliverers. The biggest fear that most founders I work with have is that when they scale, they're going to lose quality in their service. AI solves this by becoming your quality control system. You can use AI to create checklists that ensure every deliverable meets your standards. You can set up those checklists in Notion or in another tool that pings back to Slack to let you know that things are done. You can use AI to review work before it goes to clients, checking for your key quality markers. You can train AI on examples of your best work so it can coach your team towards standards in real time. This isn't about replacing your judgment, it's about extending it. It's about giving your team the right tools. It's about giving your team that reference library that if you poured out all of your expertise and who you are, they could just pull that piece of reference off the shelf and be able to access it with ease. E is for educate. So SCALE. E is for educate. Educate your clients on why your team extension serves them better. So going beyond the I just want to work with you. This is the mindset shift that changes everything. Instead of apologizing for not being personally involved in every detail, you position your AI-enhanced team as an upgrade. You're not just getting me, you're getting my methodology, implemented by specialists, with AI ensuring consistency and catching details I might miss when I'm juggling multiple projects. Frame it as better service, not lesser service, because when done right, it actually is. And here is proof that this approach works. This is from one of my clients. They said, I was terrified to let anyone else touch my strategy sessions. But when we used AI to create my decision framework and train my team, clients started saying the sessions were even better because they got my thinking plus the fresh perspective of the team member that was delivering it. Pretty great, right? Hey there. If you're feeling trapped by your own expertise, grab the feedback fix. It includes the scripts you need to start transitioning clients toward your team without losing their confidence. You'll find the link in the show notes, or you can visit go.freerangethinking.com/the-feedback-fix. Okay, here's our final nugget for this episode, the transition strategy. You can't go from only me to never me overnight. So here's how to gradually shift client expectations while maintaining their confidence. This is the transition process, and it goes in 4 phases. First, the AI documentation phase. Use AI to capture and systematize complex decision-making frameworks. Pull that strategy out of your brain and let AI help you do it. Step 2, the translation phase. This is where AI helps convert high-level vision to actionable team protocols. So taking all that great information and turning it into ways of working that your team can follow. Number 3 is the scaling phase. And this is where team members can access the expert-level thinking and patterns through AI-assisted decision trees, or even a custom-built AI bot. And the 4th phase is the amplification phase. This is where AI enables your influence to scale beyond your physical capacity. So I didn't get to implement all of this with Dr. K, but imagine if AI could have captured her analytical process, her way of connecting seemingly unrelated legal concepts, her method for seeing systematic patterns. Her team could have accessed that genius even when she wasn't in the room, and her impact could have scaled exponentially. Now, I'm sure that there are moments from an ethical standpoint that everybody's having a little bit of agita. I totally get it. Nobody wants to pour their whole heart and soul into an AI bot and have someone use it for evil instead of good. And these are the tough decisions that we're navigating right now in this new AI space. So I'm not suggesting that you do all of this immediately right now, but I'm going to recap real quick, and then I'm going to give you some action steps that move you a little bit further down the line to starting to replace yourself. Because the choice is either we find ways to make that possible, or you're capped at what you're able to accomplish. And I know if you're listening to this podcast that you have big dreams and big goals and big plans for yourself, but also for the world. And I want you to be able to get out there and get your thing done. So let's recap what we covered today. First, we talked about why they only want me is actually a red flag for your business model, not a compliment, because it means that you've accidentally trained clients that quality only comes from you personally. Second, I gave you the scale framework that turns your genius into a system your team can execute. Third, we walked through exactly how to transition clients from demanding only you to trusting your AI-enhanced team so that you don't lose revenue or relationships. My lovies, remember, being irreplaceable isn't job security. Your expertise is your competitive advantage, but it shouldn't be your operational requirement. So remember how we were talking about action steps? Here you go. Audit, where you're the single point of failure. Start documenting your decision-making process using AI, and identify one client interaction you can systematize this week. Just a few little nuggets that might open up just a little bit more capacity for you. Or it might be the very beginning of being able to massively scale your business. And if you're ready to escape that success trap and build a business that scales beyond you, do grab the feedback fix at go.freerangethinking.com/the-feedback-fix. It includes the exact scripts you need to start transitioning clients toward your team without losing their confidence or your revenue. All right, Levy, that's a wrap on today's episode. Remember, your success isn't supposed to be a prison sentence. You built something amazing. Now let's make sure it can thrive without you being chained to your desk. And until next time, keep scaling that genius of yours.